G'day everybody, today I'm going to show you some new toys from Nino's Java. Let's get stuck into it. So I'm going to show you some small toys first, and this is a foot toy called Corny Foot Toy. You get two pieces in each sort of pack, and then it has, one of them has the oyster shell and the other has the coconut shell. A really good foot toy for any size bird. The next one is the Holiday Reef. Now it's made from wicker, has some wicker stars, a little bit of Java balls down the bottom, and then some little bells as well. This is a cute little Christmassy sort of toy. This one is called a Jungle Stick. Now it's suitable for, I would say, small to medium-sized birds. It's made from a wicker sort of center, has some mahogany seed pods, a bit of jute string, a little bell on the bottom, and then a really good quality clip and stuff at the top. A really cool toy for, yeah, like I said, small to medium-sized birds. Good for chewing and shredding. Now this one is quite a long toy. It's called Space Oddity. Has these wicker balls, some seagrass sort of braiding, some little Java blocks at the top here, on a chain. A lot of the new toys are all on chains, so they tend to last a little bit longer. The birds can't just sort of chill at the top and then everything sort of falls apart, which is good for sort of longevity, and you can reuse the chain as well if you sort of want to remake the toys at the end of the day after they sort of destroy everything. But this is a pretty cool toy. Good for, I would say, medium to large birds. Small birds could use it if you have quite a few. Now this is one of my favorite new toys. It's called a Jellyfish. Has this half coconut top, some Java beads up the top, and then it has this sort of pandan. And inside, hidden in here, if we lift everything up, has some more Java beads and then sort of a wicker ball, some corn cob, some more Java slices. It has two of these sort of hidden inside of it. This is a super cool toy. Really good for birds that like to shred or preen. If your bird is a feather plucker, this is perfect too, because it's going to keep their beak nice and busy and stop them from sort of ripping out their feathers. It can help with things like that, but this is a super cool new toy. One of my favorites. So we've really struggled to get really cool, interesting sort of swings and things like that, but this one is pretty cool. This is called a Rainbow Swing. Has a Java perch, some bells, and this all is made from a Java wood, just colored. It's used as a natural dye, so it's non-toxic to birds, but this is a super cool swing, and we can get really good stocks of it. So that's another bonus, because sometimes we get things and then we can't get them again, but this will be around for quite a long time, I hope. So now I'm going to show you some new foraging toys, and this one is called Tropicana, on a really good quality chain, a really good quality clip as well, which you can reuse for other toys. It has these woven baskets, some mahogany seed pods, some little Java blocks as well if your birds are really big chewers. But in the top here, you can put some of your birds' favorite treats. Now, I have been using some of these in the last few days. Our birds are pretty good foragers because they're sort of, we give them a lot of foraging stuff already. So I put some rainbow grass in there, stuffed it in really, really tight, then put the birds' treats in there. And they've actually really, really been liking it. It looks really, really awesome, nice and colorful, lots to sort of do on it. So it's, if your bird's not really attracted to some of the foraging toys that are quite plain, something like this might sort of attract them. Good for, I would say, small to medium-sized birds. This is another really unique foraging toy, once again on a really good quality chain with a little bell, some Java wood blocks, really good quality clip as well. Comes in two sizes, they're small or large. This is the large size. Has these woven sort of drums, I guess what they call them, a piece of collarbone in the middle, which is pretty cool. It's pretty unique, but you can, already is pre-filled with some material, but you could put some, maybe some nuts or some of the Forage Gourmet Blend in there. A really cool foraging toy. I would say small to medium-sized birds. Something like your ringnecks might not destroy it as much as your Alexandrines. Good for things like your conures and your kakarikis, your kaiques as well. Will really benefit from a foraging toy like this. So now I'm going to show you some of the larger new toys. I am so excited. I'm absolutely in love with them. I know that when they've designed these toys, they've put a lot of thought and effort into it. Once again, this one has a really good quality chain. It's called a Wicker Cluster, good for medium to large size birds. Has some Java blocks, some wicker, and these are quite strong wicker. They're not the sort of really cheap ones that you can get. Half coconut, good for shredding and chewing. This is a really cool, unique toy. Nice and colorful as well. Once again, bird safe dyes. A really cool new toy. Let's get on to some other big stuff. So you've seen Giggles a Gigantic, and it is a pretty big toy, maybe overkill for some birds, but Monster is back in stock finally. We only really got this for a really short period when we first started getting the Java toys, but it is back and we have a really good stocks of it. Good for your smaller birds, so like your Alexandrines, your Galahs, your Corellas, your Black Cockies, your Hans Macaws, large Conures as well, I would say. Caiques will really love them. A really cool toy, has this really thick Java sort of perch in the middle, and then it has some pumice, coconut, some oyster shell, heaps of really cool stuff on this. This one is called Monster. Now I keep saying some of the toys are my favorites, but this one is super cool because my mind is racing because I have so many ideas on how I could sort of jazz it up and make it a little bit more interesting for our birds. Now this is called a Java box ladder. So it's pretty much in a box shape, have a really good quality chain, a really good quality clip. Really strong Java. Java wood is super strong, and it does last quite a long time. Has some Java wood sort of colored blocks in between. A really cool ladder. Stay tuned for this one because I'm going to do some really cool stuff with this over the next few days. I'm not sure if this one is actually going to fit in the camera frame. Yeah, there we go. This one is called a Giant Parrot Ladder. Has on both sides, has some wicker balls, some Java, a really thick perch in between. Now it has 2 clips, so you don't have to have it like that. You can sort of undo it and then have it from sort of point to point. A really cool swing, nice and interesting, really fun. Good quality chain, so even if they do chew the stuff off the sides, it's still going to have the chain and then your big thick Java sort of perch in the middle as well. A really cool toy. Let's have a look at some more bigger stuff, even bigger than this one. Now this one is 1.3 meters long. I was like, how am I going to fit that in the shipping boxes? But I think we can do it. Humongous. It's a huge ladder. Even if you do have small birds, you can, if you have a large aviary, you can hang it from sort of point to point. It'll be really interesting for a lot of birds to chew. I know in our bird room we have one of these hanging up, and we actually hung toys off it. We just hung it up straight like that, and then hung some toys off it, and they really love sort of jumping on there, sort of playing around and then chewing the toys that are on it. A really cool new ladder. This one is called Giant Parrot Ladder, I think, from memory. It's so big it doesn't even fit in the camera frame. This is called the Mega Parrot Chew and Play. It is awesome and humongous. See if I can get a really good picture of it. This is a super cool swing. If you've got like a green wing macaw, Amazons, I'm going to hang one of these in the Amazons aviaries. On the ends, it has some wicker balls, some really thick Java blocks, some husky sort of chews, some of this sort of little loopy things. I don't know what you call them. Has some oyster shell, has a half Java perch that's colored, and then has this really super thick Java perches. 2 of those, and then of course really good quality. It's so heavy. Really good quality chain. Really thick, good quality clips as well. That's really important when you're hanging a really large toy. The clips need to be absolutely safe. Now if you ever hang this in your cage, I would get a pair of pliers and just do it up that little bit extra tight because you want it to be nice and strong. You don't want this falling on you or your birds because it is quite heavy. Now I'm really impressed with these toys. Nino's Java puts so much thought in it to do with enrichment and quality. Super impressed. Check them out. They're all available on our website. Now until next time, have a good one.